everyone. Today I'm going to do one of my videos where I just talk. I just speak English. I just talk about my life, whatever's going on in my life, in my mind, just random topics, literally anything I want to talk about. And these videos work to benefit you in multiple ways because I realized when I did the specific video for shadowing, it's long pauses. Some people like that. It gives them time to repeat. Some people just want to listen to me and they don't want to have to hear silence for a long time. And some people don't love those videos. Some people do, some people don't. But the thing is that those of you who love the shadowing videos, you really don't need a pause. You just need to literally yourself pause the video. And it's the same thing. I speak at a relatively slow and relaxed enough pace, even with my video editing, that all you need to do is pause the video and then repeat after me. You don't need a specific video called shadowing where I wait for you to repeat after me. I wait in silence. You don't need that. So with any of my normal speaking videos, you can practice shadowing. You can practice repeating, imitating me, copying me, speaking. You can practice all of that with my normal videos. You just need to use the pause button sometimes. That's your job as an active student, okay? You're not going to learn a language. You're not going to improve if you're a passive student. You can't be passive. You need to be active. Now, if you just want to passively listen to my videos because you enjoy listening to me talk or whatever, you're just doing that kind of activity with my videos, that's fine. But if you're someone who's actively trying to practice speaking and improve a lot, you need to be actively working with my videos. My videos are a tool for you to use to your advantage. So you need to pause them and imitate, right? So I don't want to see comments like, can you make more shadow videos or can you make more, videos where I can practice my speaking? Because that's literally all of my videos. All of them are like that. So it's up to you to do it, all right? So yeah, generally, most of my videos on this channel are probably going to be probably just going to be me talking about literally whatever topic I feel like talking about. And through that, you can learn and practice English. So you can practice speaking, but you can also learn new things. If I use a word or phrase that I think maybe some people don't know, I will maybe talk about it, or I'll put it on the screen, or you can catch it and you can look for it yourself. In natural speaking, if you pay attention, you can learn grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, etc., right? So I don't need to give you a grammar lesson, a pronunciation lesson, a vocabulary lesson, because you learn those things naturally through listening to people talk about different things and paying attention, focusing. And a lot of you, I think, don't even watch the video. You just listen to it. And it's like a podcast for you, and you just enjoy listening to me talk and whatever. And that's great. I can relate to you guys a lot. And so I'm curious, tell me in the comments, what kind of viewer are you? Do you watch my videos? Do you just listen to them? Is it kind of just like a podcast for you that you enjoy? Or is it like an active study tool where you're breaking it down, going sentence by sentence, trying to, learn each thing that I say? Let me know in the comments. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious. So today I want to do a ranting video. Ranting is when you just talk and talk and talk kind of in a passionate way about something, usually that you're fired up about. You're all worked up about. Fired up and worked up is you're all passionate about. Maybe you're annoyed about something is annoying, or you just want to complain about something, or you just feeling passionate about something. It often is a negative thing, but it doesn't have to be. It could be more neutral or whatever. I want you to understand that I do a lot of ranting and complaining and stuff because I love it. Because I think it's so fun. Because that's just me. I just enjoy it. I think it's fun. I love listening to people do that, and I love doing it myself. So I never want you to think that any of these topics that I talk about are really upsetting me. I'm so mad or so sad or so I don't really give a shit. I don't really give a shit. It's just fun to talk about annoying things. I listen to this podcast called the Camp Counselors Podcast. It's this gay guy couple that are just some of the funniest people I've ever heard in my life. They have a segment of their podcast They have something that they do each week where they tell something to take a hike. And so this is like a camp themed podcast. It's like a pretend camp. It's not real. And they are the camp counselors. And the viewers are like the campers. And every week they tell something to take a hike. And that just means like they talk about something that is pissing them off, something that's irritating them. It's grinding their gears. It's just like, getting under their skin. So they tell something to take a hike. And that's like a joke because it's a camp themed podcast, but also you can say like take a hike to someone or something that's like annoying you. It's not like a super common phrase, but it does exist in English. So anyways, I love listening to them tell things to take a hike. Literally anything that's annoying them, they'll be like, take a hike. So that's what I want to do. I just want to spend this whole episode talking about things that I want to tell to take a hike. And there's a lot of beautiful, wonderful, amazing things about my life. I'm very grateful for my life. I'm very privileged in my life. My life is generally awesome in many ways, but there's always things to tell to take a hike, right? And it's part of my sense of humor and personality and fun, I think, to talk about those things. And I like that. So if you're the type of person who doesn't like complaining, you don't like this kind of stuff, then probably a lot of my content isn't for you, especially this video, but like a lot of it is probably not for you. Also, if you're one of those people who has a problem with profanity, with swearing, with words like fuck, shit, hell, what else do I say? Ass. If you have a problem with words like this, if you don't want to hear words like this, I got some bad news for you, honey. My videos are not for you. I'm not like constantly swearing, not as much as my friend Gus from Puerto Rico, if you guys remember him, but I definitely do swear. And I love it. I love using these words. These words are part of my vocabulary and I love it. And it's funny and it's fun and it helps me kind of show you real English and emphasize my point and be authentic. And this is it, baby. If you don't like it, if you're a grown adult and you have a problem with swearing, I don't know what to tell you, but this is not the corner of the internet for you. So I just want to like say that so that I don't get anybody in the comments. I probably still will, but yeah, please don't comment things like that. Please don't comment about like trying to change me in the way that I make my videos. Oh, you make your videos too long, too short, too many swears, too this, too. I don't care. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to take your advice. This is my channel. I do what I want. Okay. Just so you know. I don't know why people think that I'm going to listen to them. If you're a grown adult and that offends you, like, get over yourself. Get over yourself. Anyways, so let's get into it. So I recently arrived in Buenos Aires, Argentina, a few days ago. When did I get here? Today's Wednesday. I got here on, Sunday night. Yeah. And the flight from Colombia was great. Well, I first flew to Santiago, Chile, and then I had a layover there, and then I flew to Buenos Aires. And I got here in the nighttime. And my first thing I want to tell to take a hike is friggin' customs. Customs. To me, they're on the same level as the cops. For me, they suck. They get a little bit of power and then they think they can just like ruin people's lives and, use that power over people to abuse them and fuck with them. And yeah, they're just like the worst of our species. These kinds of people who want to like control others. And yeah, it's just gross. They're just like bootlickers. They work for the state, but in a bad way. I'm pretty anarchist I don't like borders and visas and all that shit. Like if it were my world, we'd all live wherever the hell we wanted to live. Like whatever country you want to live in, go to it. But so I already have that issue in general. But if I travel to a country and it is a country who says, okay, we give a tourist visa or we allow you to enter visa free for 90 days. If you are a country that says that has that on the internet and everything, and that's your policy. If you go, okay, welcome, here's your 90 days, stamp, enjoy, I have no problem with you. Because even though, like, in my perfect world, we wouldn't even have that stuff, if you say that that's your rule, and it's a relatively reasonable rule within this system, 3 months as a tourist, and usually it can be extended if you really want to. If that is your policy, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I'm great. And if you don't give me any problems, you're just like, we told you 90 days. Here's your 90-day stamp in your passport. Here you go. Welcome. We're all good. I have no problem with you. We're not going to fight. We're fine. I respect you. Let's do it. But if you are a place, and I can't even say an entire country, but if you are one of those cities and one of those customs officials, one of those people who works in customs, part of one of the systems where you say, okay, 90 days, but how long do you want to stay? Shit, I want to stay forever, but I can't. They say, how long are you planning to stay? If your visa policy is I get 90 days, why would you not just give me 90 days? Why are you asking me how long I want to stay? Give me 90 days. If I leave before, then I leave before. If I can have 90 days, why don't you give me 90 days? That doesn't make any sense. You can literally enter Argentina as a US citizen for 90 days. Then give me 90 days. If I leave in 2 weeks, so what? Give me 90 days. Why does it matter? Why does it matter how long? So then I tell him, I say 3 months. And then, oh, well, show me your return ticket. Show me your return ticket. Unless you are a normal vacation person who books like 2 weeks and you got to go back to your home country because you got to go to work or whatever. Unless you're like a normal person like that. As far as like digital nomad people like me, we don't book return tickets. Like we don't know how long we're going to stay in a place. I don't know if I'm going to stay 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I don't know. I'm not going to overstay. I'm not going to overstay on my visa. I don't have an intention of doing that. But if I did, you're not going to stop me. If I wanted to break the law and I wanted to overstay, I would do it regardless of whether you gave me 1 month or 3 months. So you're not going to prevent me from overstaying by only giving me 1 month instead of 3, first of all. But I don't even want to overstay. I don't want to break the law. I don't want to do that. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to get fined or get in trouble. I'm not here to have to pay money. That's getting fined. I'm not here to break the law. That's not what I'm looking to do. But as a digital nomad, I don't book return tickets. I don't do that. Now, since I've been a digital nomad, even before that, like literally in my entire history of traveling to other countries, they ask for a return ticket to even get on the plane. I remember back in 2017, when I first flew to Ecuador, for the first time I left the country, they wanted a return ticket to see when I'm coming back or like when I'm going to leave Ecuador. So this is a normal thing to do when you are checking in at the airport. You know, when you first get to the airport and you got to check your bag or you got to go to the counter, wait in line, go to the counter, get your boarding pass or whatever. It's normal. I'm already used to them asking to see a return ticket. So like a lot of us digital nomads do who don't have return tickets, we use websites that they sell a fake return ticket. And the thing is they never verify to see if it's actually legit or it's actually fake. They don't really care. And I think they know that we use fake ones. They don't really care. I think it's a formality. They just want to see that there's something. I don't know. I think like they have to know that it's fake. But anyways, these websites, they exist. I don't know. Maybe this is against the law, but the law is so stupid. We're forced to break it because it's not compatible. The law needs to update itself. We're living in like times where the law is like really outdated because digital nomads, we don't book return tickets. We don't know when we're going to leave, and that's fine. You don't need to know if you're going to leave in 2 months or 3 months. If you have 3 months in the country that you can stay in total, then why does it matter when you leave as long as you leave before the 3 months are over? It doesn't matter, right? We don't live like that. We don't have plans like that. We don't make plans like that. And you don't need to. I already had a fake return ticket, but usually it doesn't matter the date that you put on it. Like it doesn't matter when your fake return ticket date is for, when the fake flight is for. So I just put it as a month from now for a flight a month from now. So I had that fake return ticket, but I wasn't expecting to arrive in Argentina, get to the customs part and get to the little booth, the little window, and have him ask to see it. And I'm like, okay, thankfully I have one. So I gave him that. But then he says, well, why did you ask for 3 months when your fake return ticket is for a month from now? And I said, because I was going to cancel it. duh. I didn't say that last part. But like, dude, look me in the eyes right now. This is what I want to say. Like, come on. You know that's fake because we don't all know when we're going to leave, and that's fine. Okay? I booked it for a month from now just as a random date. Also, mind you, even if I had a real return ticket, even if I had a real one, I could still cancel it, or I could change the date. I could cancel it, I could change the date. Having a return ticket does not guarantee that you will leave the country that day. It doesn't guarantee shit. It doesn't prove anything. Nothing. So it's stupid. There's no fucking reason to do this. Oh, it's so stupid. Okay, so whatever. So I'm like, I was gonna cancel it, and he like didn't really say anything. He was being an asshole. Okay, his energy was, I am a Homo sapien related to chimpanzee and bonobo. I'm an ape, as we all are, and I got a little bit of power over you, ape, and even though we could be brothers and sisters and hold hands and run through the fields of flowers, I am a monkey who has a little bit more power than you, monkey. I'm not being racist, okay? We're both white. I am a monkey who has a little bit more power than you, monkey, me, and I'm gonna use it over you. And I'm gonna be a dick about it. I'm gonna be an asshole about it. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. And that's what it is. These humans with a little bit of power, I'm just like, you look like a friggin' dumbass. You're a traitor to your own species. We're all born onto this planet. We should all be free to live and roam on this planet. I'm not violating your rights. I'm not messing with you and your body. I'm not going into your house uninvited. It's like one chimp saying to the other chimp, like, no, you're not allowed to use that tree because, just because I said so. It's like, bro, nobody's even sitting on that tree. Why can't I sit on it? The hell? Who do you think you are telling me where I can sit? We're all on a floating rock in space, and we don't know anything. And some of you think you know, or you have this thing called faith in belief, but it's not, you don't actually know. Okay. It's just, you just think it, and you just like to think it because it makes you feel good, but you don't actually know shit. You don't know anything. We're monkeys on a floating rock in space. We don't know shit. We don't even know that if we're on a floating rock in space. Well, I mean, from science, we kind of know, but like, whatever. All I know is I know nothing, okay? We don't know shit. We could be smelling the flowers, enjoying life, but here you are trying to dictate, trying to control, giving me a hard time because I want to stay 3 months in Argentina, and you think I should only stay 1 month. Oh my God, we could both die tomorrow. Do you go to bed at night and like, do you think about anything? Do you think about what the hell you're doing with your life? What the point of your existence is? Have you ever had an existential crisis? Are you alive? This is what I want to say to all of them, and all the cops and all the politicians and literally all the people who ever commit any violence on anyone, the slaughterhouse workers. Like, dude, what the hell? What the hell's fucking wrong with you? Anyways, this turned into a bigger topic about my frustration with humanity. But yeah. Anyways, look, you either like me, you don't. You either agree with me, you don't. You're either awake enough to agree with me, or at least see the logic in what I'm saying, or you're asleep. And if you're asleep, I can't help you. Go to bed. Go back to sleep. I don't know what to tell you. This is beyond politics, okay? We're on a floating rock in space, all right? I went macro with it. I zoomed out. So let's zoom back in. Let's zoom back into the airport in Buenos Aires. We zoomed out. Let's zoom back in. Back to the freaking monkeys in the airport. If you don't think that we're descendants of monkeys, if you're anti-science, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Whatever. We're animals, okay? Whatever. We're animals, and we have a similar anatomy to them. Okay. Look, basically the guy was just an asshole to me, and I was like sensitive and like tired and hungry and like nervous because I always get nervous in these situations. And like, I'm trying to speak Spanish. I'm trying to keep up with him, make sure I understand everything he's saying and like answering correctly and whatever. I just get overwhelmed. It overwhelms me, and then I just like stop really saying anything. And then eventually he just says like, good luck, and sends me on my way. He didn't give me a stamp in my passport because a lot of countries are not giving stamps, physical stamps now. It's all digital. So I don't know how many days he gave me. I don't know if he gave me a month or 3 months. I don't know. He didn't tell me. It's not in my passport. So that really upset me and overwhelmed me. That was so annoying. That was not a great entry into Argentina. It's my second time being here, and that did not happen 3 years ago when I came here last time. Sometimes it's just bad luck. It's just the day, the person that you get, it's just bad luck and it happens, but it sucks. And I wanted to complain about it, and I want to talk about it because it's bullshit. And look, I know I'm privileged. I have a United States passport. I know that the United States is like the worst country in the world for this kind of stuff. I know that the requirements to get into the United States are way worse. And I know that the US customs can be way scarier and way more strict and insane and unreasonable. I am aware. I am a US citizen and I look like this and I go to the United States and they still fucking scare me and give me a hard time sometimes. So I know that the United States is fucked. If I were not from the US and my family was not there, I would not even enter the United States because of how fucked it is. So I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware of that. I'm not trying to be like a hypocrite here, complaining about other countries' systems and, with a US passport. I'm just comparing my experience here with like my experience in other countries. So in all of the countries that I've been to countries in Latin America, I've been to countries in Asia. Not that many, honestly. I think I've only been to like 13 countries or something. It's not a super long list as far as, travelers. A lot of travelers have been to more. Because my thing is I will go back to countries that I like. I will repeat destinations a lot. I will stay long term in places. So that's why the quantity of countries is not that high. It's mostly about like just kind of living in different places that I like. And so in all of my experiences, I have never had any issues with customs except in one time in Mexico City and this last time here a few days ago in Buenos Aires in Argentina. And Mexico City is a place that gets a lot of people from the United States, a lot of foreigners, and there's a lot of controversy there about this, like people talking about gentrification, and Mexico City is getting like basically a little bit overwhelmed in some ways with foreigners. And so like I kind of understood why they were being a little bit like that, but still there was no excuse. The lady asked me how long I want to stay there, and Mexico allows you to stay 6 months as a tourist. And so I told her I would like to stay 6 months, and she said, okay, show me 6 months of accommodation that you have reserved. That is the most insane thing that you could say in that situation. That is the dumbest thing. Nobody books out 6 months. Nobody does that. Nobody books 6 months in advance, or almost nobody, okay? That is crazy. That is crazy. She asked for 6 months of accommodation proof, reservation. I, like I usually do, only had 1 month of an Airbnb booked. So I showed her that. So she gave me 1 month. You can stay as a tourist in Mexico for up to 6 months, half a year. That is the law. That is the policy. She gave me 1 month because I only had 1 month booked. Like, it's not like there's a problem with foreigners who are too poor that they're just like, living on the streets, and they're coming here and like they don't have money to pay for the next month of rent, or that's not the case. So it's not like a matter of checking if I have the finances to support myself in Mexico City. That's not the issue. It's just a way to overcomplicate and try to decrease the amount of foreigners coming in. And it's like, if you only want people being a tourist for a maximum 1 month, then change the law. Then instead of 6 months, make it 1 month. Change that. If that's what you want, change it. Oh, you can't? Why? Because that would be unreasonable and stupid? Yeah, exactly. It's just, if your policy is a certain amount of time, then you give that. If that's your then why lie? Why change it at the last minute? Why try to, oh no, you need proof of that. Oh no, you need proof of that. Put it all out in the open. Brazil requires US citizens to pay $80 for an online visa, print it out. They have specific requirements. You need your photo to be a specific thing, whatever. If you do that and you show up in Brazil, you're fine. You're fine. I didn't have any issues. You don't need to show proof of accommodation. You don't need to show proof of anything. You bought your $80 visa. You have your e-visa. You're fine. Same thing with Vietnam. You need to pay $30 as a US citizen. You get your 3-month visa. You show up. You're fine. Nobody asks you for proof of anything. Why? Because their policy is 3 months. You got to get the e-visa. You get it. You're fine. End of story. The countries that work properly, or at least with this stuff, they have their rule, you follow their rule, and then you're fine. And then you're fine. Welcome. Thailand. Thailand is booming with tourism. Thailand is like skyrocketing with tourism. It's very popular these days. When I went to the airport in Thailand, I mean, it was just full of foreigners, just absolutely packed. Thailand gives you 2 months. It was literally like you go through, stamp, here you go. Stamp, here you go. It's like the fastest process I've ever seen in my life. Thailand is like, yeah, we give you 2 months. 2 months is plenty of time to do all your tourist activities, experience Thailand, and then bye-bye. That's it. And it's no like, do you have proof of accommodation? Do you have the, because that just one, it slows down the line in the airport. It makes the line so long and so slow. It's so inefficient, number one. Number two, why does it matter? Whether or not you can show them a reservation or a return ticket, it doesn't change the fact that you've arrived as a tourist. You're most likely going to be spending money. You're most likely going to be there temporarily. Most people are not going to like stay forever. They have a life to get back to. And you can register people in the system and keep people's names and passport numbers. And if you see that they did not leave within 2 months, something gets flagged in the system, and then you can maybe put that person on a list of, someone who is like overstaying or whatever. Like, I have no problem with if you have a rule about you can't overstay and then somebody overstays and then you give them the punishment that is listed in the rule. Like, I have no problem with that within this system, because it's like, if the rule is there and it's clear and the person knew it and they overstayed, that's their fault. That's their fault. So it's not that I have a problem with that, but I just think most of us are not going to overstay. Most of us are going to stay for a couple months or, maximum, and then leave before the date that we have to leave. That's what most people are going to do. And so to act so like strict about it, and it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Countries whose tourism system works correctly, or at least it works better, they have their rule, you follow their rule, you're fine, welcome. They don't surprise you with last minute questions about, show proof of this, show proof of that. It's just annoying. It's ridiculous. It's not compatible with digital nomad lifestyles. It's an outdated system. It needs to be updated. Not all travelers are people who go for a week and buy a round trip ticket. I've never done that in my life. Some of us are not like that. We don't buy round trip tickets. We don't plan our entire thing, including when we're coming back, in one day. Like, that's not how it goes. I didn't know that I wasn't expecting to spend the whole video ranting and raving about this, talking about this. I kind of wanted to talk about some other topics too, but I just ran out of time. I just ended up talking about this the whole time. So hopefully it wasn't like too boring, or come on, change the topic. But I don't know. I guess I had a lot of things to say about this. I didn't realize I had so much to talk about related to this. So anyways, this was my video ranting about this system. I'm going to do the next video. I'm going to make the next video about like more like happy, fun topic, I think. So yeah, they're not all going to be like this, but I just wanted to rant in this one. All right. Okay. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you later. See you in the next one. Bye.